Alrighty, let us get started here. It is 11:30. So, you might have already been hearing it. I have um, Logic audio come through at a really low volume so that y'all get a preview of what I'm doing here. So, what are we doing today? We're doing a continuation of the past 2 days where we've been mixing our project in Logic, and that involves many different things. And why don't we just jump right in, shall we? So, I am continuing with the automation of all of the things to get the song to work as we intend. Particularly, I'm working on getting the ending to sound a little more coherent, a little better. So I'll go over briefly what I've done here. So I've gone through. We'll start here at the first drop. I added some couple more transition effects in the middle here, so that we get that's going to bring back in that other topper there. So the second half of this first drop is going to be a little bit better, and this will then lead into along with this one into this middle section here. And I've also added some transition effects to lead us into the last section here. Also, I have adjusted the effects on the guitar slices track, namely the distortion that was on there. That way we get a cleaner sound, or at least somewhat of a cleaner sound, during this second drop section. So what was there before is this tremolo depth was a little bit too high up, so then you get you get a lot of volume loss out of that, and it's kind of hard to hear among other things. The only reason I have that tremolo there is to kind of make the guitar sound broken up among everything else. But I decided to, for the most part, have it down in a low amount for the most part, so that the guitar is pretty much heard clearly. Tremolo, by the way, just a quick reminder, is the effect that makes your volume waver by use of an LFO. So like it makes a steady sound, like it makes it into right, and it follows a certain curve. This is the exact curve it follows. So it doesn't go all the way down to zero, to like no volume at all. It just kind of wavers a little bit around, and you get a different pattern in your left and right ear. So that kind of creates that shakiness effect you might hear in places where it's all the way up. Also, it sounds super distorted because I have this decapitator external plugin in. This is a distortion unit So it's showing you how much distortion it's doing here. I have the punish control on, which basically takes the distortion and factors it by a lot and changes the sound dramatically from, say, this. Okay, that one's distorted too, but this one, an unaffected guitar, right? But here has a lot more noise. And this is just so that when we combine it with our bass, it's really easy to hear. We have a little filter sweep down there. This is something new I added, so that helps us kind of, it's like once we reach the end of this 4 measures that we have a little motion that brings us into the last 4 measures instead of just a repetition. Like we need something that leads us there. This is what the purpose of all these transition effects are too, and this entire group for that matter. Right? I want to find out where this is coming from. It is right here. Right, and that helps bring us into that ending. And then, at the end of this section here, we have transition effects leading out to, well, nothing. So let's hear it all. It actually just leads out to just this one sound, this wow pad filter. Perhaps I want to bring down the wet so that we don't get that reverb tail. Yeah, we just get a complete cutoff. Perfect. I'll make it a more dramatic effect, meaning I'll move more curves leading into this. I have a delay mix on this this beat that I can raise up and then lower back down because we don't want the delay to happen over the silence. Perfect. So this will go all the way up, delaying more and more and more as we get closer to the edge of the clip. Didn't mean to make that volume point. Did not mean to make that point. Again, the noise is from the plugin, or the noise is from a plugin, so disregard that. And then, of course, we have the first drop, which I've also adjusted this this purple line. This purple line is giving us the automation for our pedal board effect, which we implemented yesterday. This is simply just a little bit of fuzz, which I'm not actually using. We might end up using it somewhere. Blue echo, which just basically gives us our delay. Let's go to a clip where it's up. So this one, for example, so maybe around 32% wet, we get a sound as opposed to, let me solo this. As opposed from this, you get this. A little bit groovier because it's just repeating some of the portions. So what I'm doing here is I'm having half of the beat start out with no delay and then bring in the delay for the second half to make it a little bit busier. Let's bring it up a significant amount and then bring it back down at the end. Again, I made an accidental volume point. So now here, You can even see here. Got extra percussion in the second half. So this should do it. This should do the beat good. Also, I want to do this sort of the same deal for our last drop. Last drop. Bring this up to 30. So it's going to go from 29 or 30 or so all the way up to 50 and then straight back down to 0. Yeah, and then you won't be able to hear that after here. It'll just cut off. Perfect. Last thing I want to focus on here is getting these chords to come out, because everything else is audible except for this whole group. Or this whole and this whole group. So let's try to give them their own space in terms of EQ. So this one's got I'm going to compress this a little more. Same with these chords. I'm going to compress them a little more. Or was that the... Was I compressing the wrong thing again? Ugh. Okay, let me compress this one then. Okay, they're the same. Oh, that's right, because I copied the group, so it preserved all the plugins. All right, then let's go ahead and set then separate EQs. I want to kind of put this one. I want to have this one occupy a lower part of the frequencies than these wow chords down here. So let's just take a look at this one alone. Chords plastic. So I can cut out a lot of this low end. No need to have that there. That's taken up by our bass. Speaking of bass, I just want to do a quick experiment. I do have that sub bass track, and I'm going to see if maybe incorporating it during this section would help. So, clean sub. Over here, it's probably going to mess up the mix a lot because now we have an additional sub track on top of everything else. Let's just hear bass, harsh sidechain, and clean sub together and see if they sound all right. Of course, we need to turn off our plastic chords for this. Only problem is the notes don't change at the same time. Yeah, it did changes a beat early. You know what? This is an easy fix. This is a very easy fix, but it's going to involve me going back into Soundtrap and redoing this clip. So, yeah, let me pull that up real quick, and we are going to do that. We're going to just redo our clean sub so that it changes on the downbeats rather than right before the downbeats, so that I can get the clean sub to line up with the drop bass. So I need to go back into Soundtrap here. Okay. All right. So then give it some time to load up. It's going to be, oh, the noise here. Let me stop the noise. There we go. Give it some time. It's a big project, so it's taking a minute. There it is. Okay, so all I need out of this is the clean sub. This guy. But I need to make another version of it. So let's just copy you over here. And do that. Yeah, it doesn't matter what else is there because we're only going to be exporting this one track. So let's zoom in a little bit. And all I need to do is edit the notes so that they change here instead of here. Yeah, we don't want them to change there. We want them to change on the downbeat. Just like the drop bases. So drag out this one here and here. We can just do that. Oops. Bring that one forward. And you get the idea. You get the idea. Okay, so now that that's corrected, all we need to do is go back to the beginning. In fact, what I'm going to do is make it a shorter clip. Just we're gonna remove this later, or maybe we'll just put it here because that's where the drop section is. Okay. Now we want to go in to our 3 dots next to a track, export, and we should be good to go. Oh, you know what? You know what? Cancel this because... Okay, it still got it. That's fine. Because the filter's down here. Yeah, that's not going to do. That will not do. Okay, so notice the automation there. So yeah, hollow sweep is all the way... Hollow sweep is all the way down, and volume's all the way down. 2 big issues. Okay, we want volume to be just... Oh, I see. It was pumping. Okay, then we don't actually need it to pump either. I'm going to do this. I'm going to actually remove the pumping action for now on this track. This is supposed to emulate our sidechain compressor. So what I'm going to do is get rid of that entirely and just rely on the compressor within Logic instead. We'll get a cleaner result that way. What's this at? Let's just make it there and there. I want them to be the same volume. Okay, we might as well then just go all the way up. If we want to make sure that they're the same volume. Okay, there we go. Yep, that's a loud freaking sub. Let's actually select multiple points here. Select that. Oh, we can't. Well, wait a minute. If I zoom out of the whole thing, and then I select all of them like this, I can bring them all down like that. There we go. So it's not too loud, but they're the same. Each clip is the same volume. So let's go back to the beginning here and export once again. And then all we need to do is pop out of our project here. Don't need to worry about saving the changes because we already got the file. Then we will hop back over here, open up our media, and it should be right in our downloads folder. So clean sub 1, that's the one I want. So let's go drag that here. So what we're going to end up doing is, it appears that it's the same. I don't think the volume automation actually took effect. That's good. That's good. I just want this ending clip there. Slice, cut out the beginning. And now this goes here. I missed it. There we go. And let's see how they're going to line up. Already I'm seeing an issue. Let's just play it. Yeah. Let's hear how it sounds with this. Nice. Yeah, that really helps. Adds that low end that I was that it was missing. Uh, yeah, I'm not gonna bother automating it that much. I'm just gonna throw a fade on the end. Boop. There we go. And cut it back here so that we don't get that decay over the ending portion, which is supposed to be silent. So, or I mean, silent minus this one pad. Okay, so now that that's in, let's kind of put it with everything else in the mix, because that might throw things off, because we've kind of added a lot of volume, a lot of energy. So we want to be careful here. Already, we can just, we're just kind of overwhelmed. So let's just kind of turn some stuff down. I'm wondering which sound should take prominence here. Let's try bringing there's a high pass on all of the chords here for this entire section. Let me try bringing that down and seeing if it helps. So, what do we have here? Let's check out our EQ settings. Let's make it a little less harsh. Okay. Yeah, that's sounding pretty good to me. Hey, we might actually be done here. Let's play it through from the beginning and see if anything just kind of catches my attention or catches y'all's attention. That's good the way it is. I think the guitar should immediately filter there. Should immediately go down. So let's open up our automation. And it does do that, but it doesn't do it enough. Does not do it enough. So it needs to come down to like 30 or so %. Okay, I need to just select these, bring them down. Perfect. So let's hear it. Yeah. So that it gives that arpeggio room to take up those higher frequencies and speak out a little more. Here's where I'm panning the arpeggios. Okay. One more thing. This ending bass needs to filter out a little better than it is. Over the course of this last two measures, it's going to slowly filter out to nothing. I need to select the curve tool so I can get a nice curve going there. Let's try an S. Yeah, that works. Let's fade the guitar clip as well. Fade. There we go. We'll add a curve to the fade. Cool. Then it just completely cuts out, and it's just this pad, which is slowly filtering away. Then fades out at the end here. And that side chain kind of cuts out at the end there. I need to make sure that it doesn't. I want that pumping action to continue throughout the whole track. That's what kind of drives it. That's what kind of gives it its forward momentum. So I'm going to continue this side chain trigger all the way up to about 2 measures past the ending here, so that we get the decay pumping as well. Yeah, perfect. I really only need like 2 after here, but doesn't really matter. So I had made plans to just do this today in Logic, but we might have time for some other things. Let's go into our mixer now, and let's take a different look at it, and let's see here what can be perhaps cleaned up. Let's kind of condense things down into their groups, and we'll do a little bit of cleanup on our project, and we'll make it look nice. Okay, first of all, renaming things. All right, and let's just give him images. Why not? Because we can. Oops, I did not mean to put an EQ on the harsh sidechain bus. That's not what I wanted to do. All right, so drums. I have this remix effect still ready to use. Let's look at the overall EQ on the drums. I'm giving it a slight high boost, slight low boost. Could cut it around a K or so, because that's kind of where everything else speaks, but nothing major. This chord never seems to be loud enough. What I'm going to do is bring it up to -8, and then go to the ending section and make sure that's not too much. Tell you what I'm going to do. At the very end, I'm going to use some pan to make it so that we can hear both of the types of chords. Because right now everything's sort of mashed in the center and we can't really tell what's going on. It's just like this wall of noise. So I'm going to take chords plastic and chords wow, and I'm going to pan them left and right at this ending section here so that we get some stuff happening to the left, some stuff happening to the right, and we can hear it all. But I'm going to do it with automation because I don't want that to be the case everywhere. So pan will go absolute, and same thing here, pan, absolute. Excuse the noise that's coming from a plugin. I'll put it up here just so you don't hear it. Let's make points. Okay, perfect. So I want to pan this one to the right and this one to the left. Let's hear how that sounds. Let's hear the transition. Let's just hear the chords on them on their own. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have them slowly pan across because, one, it'll give it some interesting variation throughout the whole drop, and two, it will allow the high energy of this wow chord, the really high frequencies, to move around the head and not just be concentrated in one ear and be super annoying. So I'm going to make a couple moves back and forth, and we'll just give this a try. Make sure they're, of course, opposite, so one pan's in left, one pan's right, and then sometimes they'll cross over each other, so let's hear this. Moves across the head. I'm going to try to time it with the transitions so that we get fully panned out to the left and right, and then we reach measure 4, and then they're opposite, and then back to the center here. So let's move this back into 0, and then we can just leave them. -1, that's fine. Close enough. Nice. So now that they're moving around the head, they should be much more easily heard. Let's combine it with the bass track and the guitar slices, excluding the drums for now. And because of this, I can boost the volume of them. Oh, jeez. Nice. Alright, drums. Let's add them. Oh, okay, we'll add everything. Okay. One more particular annoying thing. This plastic cord kind of wrung out a little bit at the end. Well, now, I kind of want that to cut off, like, or filter out at that point. But only this cord. So we have an auto filter on it already, so it shouldn't be too hard to do. All I got to do is go to the automation track for it, and we can see that it's all the way up. It might help to make a filter motion towards the end that brings it down. And this again is just for the plastic cord, not the WoW cord. So we'll bring it. We'll sweep it down over 2 measures. Ah, sorry for that. Every time I start on an offbeat, it doesn't get affected by the sidechain. It just blasts your ears open. And you know, let's make it a faster transition. I don't want it to be so obvious and lose so much energy so quickly. I want it to kind of be just like build, 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 and then cut off. Just zoop, just like take just like take all the energy out right away. Yeah, like that. Like that. Another thing I need to do is, well, transition effects, they're all there, right? Yep. I need to emphasize these. Got hard distortion on them. Giving a little bit of extra makeup gain. Cool. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. All right, we'll save that. And, all right, let's see here. I think we will move on with our lives for now. We'll switch to a different song, shall we? All right, so save this. We'll come back to it. What I'd like to do, perhaps next stream, is I will have this bounced out, meaning I will export this entire thing as just as a finished track, as a finished wave, and I'll do the same in Soundtrap, and we'll compare what we had before in Soundtrap and then what we brought into Logic and fixed, and the comparison will be it'll be a drastic difference because we've done a lot here with EQ and compression that we couldn't have achieved in Soundtrap at the same caliber. Before I close this down, I'm going to just change the track icons because why not? I just need to hold, I believe it is, yeah, I just need to right click on it and now I can choose the picture for this track, make it all representative. So we have our sidechain source. What's that going to be? Oops, I need to right click on it, I think. Oh man, how do you right click on a trackpad? There we go. I know, but I know how to do it, but it wasn't working. Okay. Sidechain source. This could be like, I don't know, something technical. Oh, it's got these little the sleeker icons. I like those. Let's do like, it's an important decision. Call it this. Sidechain source, right? Okay, so that's, oh, it even carries with it the color. Huh. So these new icons apparently share the track color. That's really cool. So then, harsh sidechain. I'll just give it another one of these. Drums, obvious. We have a whole category for them. We'll do this. Actually, no, we'll do that. Sure. Transition effects. We will use something like this. Or that. Sliced base. We'll use that. It's really hard to tell with that track color. I want to see if I can change the track color as well. I just don't remember how to do it in Logic. It's not right off the bat. Okay, well, I'll just give it one of these then. Slice space harsh sidechain. So that's same deal. One of those. Clean sub. We'll say that. What is the... Okay, can I right click please? I really need to use a mouse. There we go. Name and color. Okay. Color regions. Show hide colors. Yeah, there we are. So now we can change the track colors if we like. I'm going to do something similar to how I had it in Soundtrap. I should have done this at the beginning, but I've done this a while now, so I kind of know where I like to put things without really coloring them. But just for visual appeal, let's go ahead and for our transition effects, what do I like to do? Purple, right? Nah, we'll do kind of an off shade of red. Oh, well, it didn't color the clips. It colored the track, but not the clips. I guess I just have to do this. Name color regions by tracks. Or I have to select the tracks themselves. I do. Aha. Okay, there we go. So that's the secret there. Select the track itself, give it a color. What could base be? I suppose it could be... I usually like to have base black, but there's actually not a like a gray scale option here. Okay, then we'll make base purple. Hopefully all the same color of purple. Yep. Sub, I'll make a deeper purple. Why not? Okay. And then guitar slices, we'll make that green. Guitar texture, I'll make that sort of green, or lime green. Arpeggios, I'll have them be yellow. Chords, I'll also have them be yellow. So, yellow. And I need to do all the tracks inside as well. This one needs to be the same color. Oops, I just didn't select it. So now it's a lot prettier. It looks better now, I guess. Oh, I didn't whoops. But these icons now should share the track color, so check it out. This is blue, but this needs to be a different color. Assign track color. Hey. Yeah, there's so many ways you can see like the same thing in Logic. It's kind of crazy. You could get lost in this interface, but yeah. I'll go through and give them their official colors later on. Let's actually switch gears though. Let's switch gears. So we're gonna be focusing back into Soundtrap today. Yeah. So we'll come out of Logic Pro for now. Leave that project on the back burner. It is almost done though. I just need to export it and compare. But I had started another project, so I suppose we could go back into that and work on that instead. personally, I'm getting tired of working on the other one. I would assume y'all are too. It's been 3 days. Oh, did I open up the wrong one? No, I could have sworn I opened up Animal Crossing-ish, but it's opening up the other one. Okay, well, give it some time to do its thing. Soundtrap is kind of slow sometimes. Yeah, it did. I did not mean to load this one up. Let's go back to our studio, or let's go back to our projects. I'm gonna go here. Here we are. So for this one, I kind of was trying to do like a faster style or faster sort of track, but the beat was kind of alternating between halftime and double time, meaning, well, it's either twice as it's either like the snare happens on. Here, let me just make a really basic example of halftime and double time. I'll create a new clip here. And our tempo is here. So if you were to make a beat in half time, or actually let's just do a beat in like, well, standard normal time, I guess you could say. So kick, snare, kick, snare. By the way, I'm holding Option. That's what's causing me to draw stuff. So this is actually every measure, so I need to zoom in a little bit. So this you would call, I guess you would call it standard time. Whoops, I need to copy those. So that's an example of just a standard time beat, and then you have the halftime beat, which is essentially this. So you might be able to guess, but it's literally just a stretched out version of the previous beat, where we have a kick on every downbeat on the 1 of the measure, and then we have a snare on the 3. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then here it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm kind of, the whole style of this is I'm alternating between those two feels, those two beats, and creating sort of a hybrid. So like, so that's halftime, right? Because the counts here 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. You see what I'm doing here? Great. And I'm of course, taking some of the kicks and making them a 16th note earlier to create like a more interesting rhythm, as opposed to just like on the grid on the quarter notes. You just kind of shift things back or forward. It's like, for example, for this kick, is an eighth note back, because these boxes are when I open up a drum track, it opens up this sequencer window called patterns, and each one of these cells represents a 16th note. So that's where the kick is. It's 2 16th notes off of the downbeat of the next measure. So that's a common way to make a beat more interesting, is just to delay the kick before the start of the next measure, or to delay it, just anything to get you off of that 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. You want to, of course, get back to it somehow, but you can go off of the grid and still have and make more interesting grooves. And this also gives you a handy way of looking at and writing in the notes. Say, for example, here, I wanted to add like a little hi-hat thing happening. I just do that. And then... Okay, that was actually a snare, but get the idea. Do a pedal hi-hat there. Okay. Pretty easy to program in new beats. These I actually played in myself, though. With my drum pad. And so on and so forth. Okay, well, we also have this garage kit. I think this is another... Yeah. This is just giving us extra hi-hats. So make sure we keep ourselves organized as we go here. So all the drums at the top. And... yeah. Okay, so what elements do we have so far? We've got drums, we've got a piano, we've got bass, we've got a tenor sax that we haven't used because I was thinking of ways to create a melody, and I had tried the tenor sax, but I believe it to be not ideal. Let's look for some more sounds. Let's look for some loops, actually. I think some pre-made loops will bring us some inspiration and perhaps help along this track some. So we're looking for more melodic material. Let's look in the R&B category, because that's kind of where we're heading. We want to go past anything that says bass, because we don't want bass. We don't want beats. We want other things. And there are a lot of beats. Wow. Okay, so we have Brampton 808. This looks like more beats and bass. More beats and more bass. I wish I could. Can I exclude drums? I wonder if I could exclude drums. Oh, well, flag. That's cool. It's a cool melody, but it's not exactly going to work with our progression. General guitar sounds. Let's try that. Might work. Play. Hey, not bad. We'll keep it for now. This one might be cool too. It's not exactly in time, but let's hear it. That's a nice kind of background texture, which might be all we really need. I like this one a lot, so... Ooh, backing vocals. These would be nice for EDM. Let's try this. I need to zoom in so I can grab it. How about just like a tiny slice of it? No. Not mean to do that. I'm using Logic key shortcuts and they're not working. Command E to split. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this will be perfect for vocal chops. Okay, we're totally doing some vocal chops in this track now. That's happening. I might even use my own vocals. We'll see. We'll start with these out. We'll start with these, though. So now we have sort of a melodic instrument. We just have this one little bop, and we could kind of mess with. Let's choose some others. I'd be able to find some nice stuff in this one. Let's do this. That little bit there. Duh. Man. Okay. Apple T is to split. It's weird. Apple T is to split in Logic, but in Chrome, in the web browser, it opens a new tab. Apple E is to actually split. So that explains why I keep making new tabs. I do not mean to. Okay. Let's hear this one. But I mean, keep in mind we can transpose these little pieces. We can make them any pitch we want. I'm just trying to find some really nice kind of like little bits in there that I could use melodically. So that's kind of like one with the pickup. And then we have more of a steady note. But, well, they both kind of pick up. And then ba. Let's try to choose one that doesn't do that. That. Right there. Right where it changes notes. Ooh. Hey, that might actually not be that bad, having that little at the beginning. Whatever that is. I could probably even emphasize that by bringing the clip back a little bit and maybe having just another 16th note in there. That way we get more of that pickup sound. That could sound cool when it's repeated. Okay, got a couple nice ones. Let's choose some more midnight backing vocals. Ooh, this one's got chords in it. That's gonna be nice. Spacebar doesn't play. Is it that my... Okay, my keyboard's not dead. I don't know why play and stop are not spacebar. That is again, another logic shortcut. Which is fine. Okay. So I'm going to measure 25. But, that little thing. But, because that goes into a G major chord, actually. That. But, it's like 3 notes. Ah! Again! I did it again! Oh, muscle memory. Nice. Okay. Cut everything else out. Let's see what this just sounds like. Nice. Okay, I'll take that one. I will take that one for sure. All right. What else do we have? Huh? Maybe that little huh at the end, or at the beginning. And then also that that sustained E in the middle would be nice. That there. It's kind of like a different syllable. I'll just take a slice. I'll try to avoid that little ending bit there. Okay, I made a slice of the other thing. Good, good, good. That can go, that can go. So now we have this and that. They're too close together. We have this little bit. Can extend it out even. Huh? Yeah, it's a little pickup note. And then probably need to adjust the beginning of it a little bit so it's just that E. I want as steady of a note as possible. Nice. Cool. So, what does that give us now? Move these back here so they're all next to each other, nice and confined. Nice and confined. So I can play them all right back to back and see what kind of samples we're working with. I don't know what this guy's saying, but I'm going to take parts of it. Something, something. Ba-da-ba-da. Don't know what he's saying, but I'm going to slice it up regardless. Baby, that one. I want that little bit. I don't know. I just picked it random. Yeah, I'll take that. Move these parts over. Maybe. I think it's saying like take over. Heck if I know. Or it could be Waboba or No idea. Maybe not the little beginning piece there. Just this. Oh no. Oh no. Monocinoma, something like that. We'll choose this. We'll choose something out of hit this one too. Somina. Nah. That much, please. That was it. That's all. That's all I wanted. What about this bitch? Excuse my language. Excuse me, language. What about this thing here? Timada. Shimada. Mada. I'll take that a little bit. There. Ah! Not again! Not again! Not again. Mana. Mana. Okay. So, I'll leave... Ah! No! Undo modify regions. There we go. Okay, so now we got a couple more vocal slices. And what to do with them? I'm not sure. Let's kind of start arranging them in a way. Or maybe I'll go beneath. I'll get a synth track or some other track. I'll play in a melody, and then I'll try to emulate the melody with the vocal chops. That's probably going to be the easiest way to do it. So let's pick an appropriate sound. Let's see what the Milky Bells sound like. So that's cool. Let's see. I want to set our loop region here so I can kind of mess with melodies without having to stop and start. I will move all the vocal chops a little bit out of the way so that they're not playing during this section. Oops, did not mean to move that one back too. Okay. So something like that in the beginning. Ba-dum-bum, ba-dum. Ah, already forgot. Da-dum, ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba-da-da, da-do-do-do. Something like that, maybe. Sounds like I'm in a Poke Center. Okay, I think I got it. I think I got it. Okay, first half I got. I don't know, I'm not sure about that second bit. If those notes were right, it would work. Something like that. Da 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 do. Na 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 na. Ba da bum bum ba da bum da bum bum. 2, 3. Perfect. Make them shorter though, for sure. Oops, that's the shortest I can make them at that zoom level. So I have to zoom in to make them shorter. There we go. So we reveal the grid lines in between so we can line them up to it. But I want this to happen on a 1 and 1 da da ba. 1 da da da, like that. So on 2, I guess. 1 2 1 2 3 4 1 2 1 2 and 4, right? Because 1E and a 2, that's actually off. All of these are off. Hold on. Quantize to the 16th notes. There. So 1 2 and 4, and then 1 and 2, 3 and, right? This is on the and of 3. So I kind of want it to happen on the offbeat. So 1 da da ba instead of ba da ba. So I'm moving this back an 8th note. Ba da ba 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 da dum bum 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 ba dum ba 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 da bum bum ba da bum bum ba da bum. And now, this melody isn't necessarily going to be part of the this sound isn't necessarily going to be part of the track. This is just serving as a guide for me to then take these vocal chops and emulate the melody with it. Oh, I hope that I stay with this melody and not have to redo everything. But we're just gonna try it, you know? Let's just try it. Shall we? So we first need a G and then an F sharp. So which one will constitute our G? Well, we got our F sharp here, and we have our G right here, but they're different octaves. So let's cut this one in half, actually, or just cut off that thing at the end. I'm gonna add fades. Yep, up here. Add some fades in. But up, and I need to there's our F sharp. So let's copy this one and this one. Move them over here. Great. So this is our F sharp, right? Okay, so here comes the tricky part. Getting all these to line up exactly and to sit exactly where they should. Boot up. Ooh, okay, okay. I might even need 2 tracks because we might want some of the vocal chops to end while the I didn't mean to do that. While the others start. So we're going to just duplicate this track and do the same thing we did for the sliced bass on the previous track, where we're going to have one of these end while the other one fades in and starts. So it's going to sound like boot up instead of bup bup. It's but up. It's continuous. That's going to be important. And let's find more sounds. Again, keep in mind that we can always... I saw something out the window. It was nothing. Just a bird. Okay. Squirrel! Yeah, I'm going to find a... what is the next note here? That's a D, so... I think this one will be the best. It's an E, but I can transpose it down super easily. So I'm just going to option drag, mind the drawing. I'm just going to turn that off for now until I actually need to draw something. Okay. Move this on the top track here. And what I'm going to make sure I do is I have this vocal chop extend, or I'm going to try to have it extend to the next one. The problem is this ends, and I want it to be an extended E. So maybe we do something like this. Maybe? I'm not sure if this will work. I'm just kind of taking the same clip and like layering it on top of each other to try to create a continuous note. It might sound weird. Yeah, it does sound weird. Let me make it then happen on rhythmic. So like every quarter note, there'll be a new one. I'll cut these back. Cut this one back. So now it's going like that, because it's kind of like repeating that clip over and over. And we're just hearing the transition of what the clip to itself again, right? Because these are about the same. So let's. And the other thing I still need to do is I need to transpose all these down to D. So they are on E right now. So then to get down to D, we go up. Yeah, I'm not sure. Nope, that was the opposite direction of what I wanted. I'm going to go down to F. Of course, now they go up an octave. Why? Why? Okay, down an octave, please. Give it some time, because it's changing the pitch of 4 different clips. It's doing like a... This is comparable. This process right here is comparable to Logic's process, or yeah, what's it called? Process in place, or effect in place. So like it brings up a window, and then you can apply certain effects onto it, and then just press apply, and they'll be put on the clip without you having to throw plugins on the track. So that's what it's doing here. That's what it's selection based processing. Right, I've selected these 4, and it's going to change the pitch of these 4 ones that I've selected, but it's not going to do anything to the track itself. So now we should have a tune down. I might have this continue up to the next measure. So how am I gonna do this one then? Maybe I could tune this one up to a boo, so up to a DE instead of a GA. So let's move that back. Yeah, we could probably just nail both of the notes with one clip, and that might actually sound pretty nice and organic. Here. Yeah, it almost fits perfectly, doesn't it? I just need to extend this out, of course. Oh, and then I use just another clip to constitute that note there. Oh, that works out perfectly. Just gonna move this back some. And I just need to transpose it, of course. But it needs to go up. Let's go up it needs to go up a 5th. Ah, perfect. I got it first try. And it does that. And let's mute the reference track. Let's hear just the vocal chops. It might be helpful to raise all of these an octave. So it's like, okay, I can't get up there. But I want it to be more like that clip at the end, with a higher sounding voice. I might change my mind on this one. Give it some time, once again. There we go. What? It only worked on... I thought I selected all of them and raised them an octave. Did I? Did I not? Did I not? Alright, well, let's make sure then that we... Okay, now the change pitch display has changed. So let's just up 12 on all of them. Come on. There you go. Let's try that again. I guess I didn't select them all. Okay. Okay, so the plan is I'm going to work on this for another 15 minutes or so, and then once that's up, I'm going to go back to the old Logic project and show you exporting it. I'm going to make, even though I'm not done with that project, I'm going to make an export of it, and I'm going to make an export of the soundtrack version. I just want to play them back to back, and just for our curiosity, just for my curiosity and perhaps your curiosity, what have we achieved in our 3 days of Logic mixing to our other project? But, alright. Enough filling of the time. It's actually finished. Hopefully it sounds good. But, this one is off. This one turned out, this first one turned out kind of iffy. I'm not sold, especially in that first one. So this is the first one that we... it doesn't sound too good when it's raised an octave, does it? Maybe I need to just extend it out and start it earlier. That might help. That might help. And maybe if we fade it in some. Let's solo, or let's add in the reference track. So far, turning out okay. We need an A next. Turn off our loop region so I can play through the samples. Let's try choosing a different. What did I do? Did I make an extra track for it? But it didn't put it... Oh, I put it on there. Okay, I don't need that. I don't need this track anymore. Delete. This might be interesting if I have just this slice with like the voice inside the voice. So it's like a ba, but it's also got that bum bum ba inside it. That might be cool to slice up. Ba bum ba. Oh, we only get really the first two notes. Bum ba da dum. Let's take that much. Still looking for an A though. That'll do. That will do. So that needs to go up to... It's an F sharp right now. It needs to go up to an A. So that's going to be a... It's going to be up here, I believe. Oh, wow. That's totally off. That's totally off. Let's just try going to A. Why not? It's a A flat. It needs to go up to... There we go. Now it's an A. Nice. I wish there was an option to make it so when you go through that transpose menu to choose between semitones only or key, because it's kind of confusing for new people when you go into transpose menu and it gives you keys, but you're only working with a slice with one pitch. You'd I would much prefer it to just be +1, +2, +3, and then -1, -2, -3, like it appears sometimes. But it's trying to be smart and help you out, but it's actually kind of obfuscating. What it's actually doing is it's just lowering or raising the pitch a certain amount of semitones. So, yeah, I wish they didn't try to be so helpful. Let's move this slice in line with all the A notes that I have. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. It doesn't even have to be that melody at the end. It could be like this vocal slice. Nah. Maybe just the first part, because it's a and then a ba at the beginning or at the same time. Yeah, that's nice. That'll serve as a nice G note there. Let's hear it with other stuff. Hear what they get to give the piano. Ba ba da. We want to ba da. Ba. I wonder if I could reverse a clip. No, I can't. That's a logic thing. I can't transpose that up to work. Let's see. Where he goes. That could be transposed up for sure. That's what I want. Maybe about here. So it goes. Yeah, right about there. I don't want it to be 1, 2, 3, 4. I want it to be 1, 3, 4, or 2, 3, 4, because I'm trying to match the notes there. So slice, and my package is here. Ooh, it's this one. Dang. Okay. Copy. Paste right here. Awesome. We don't need the grand piano right now. We just need the backing vocals. And the reference track. Ba, 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 ba. So it's up a fourth. Yeah, my very technical way of figuring out the intervals, just singing them out to myself. Perks of perfect pitch, I guess. Yeah, I need to transpose it up a fourth. It's going to ba-da, so it's going to G, F sharp. It needs to go up to C, B. So G to C would be up a fourth. So I would like to do +4, but let's see if this if in A minor it works. So I moved it up a fifth. I wanted to move it up a fourth, so let's try E minor instead. What the heck? See, this is what I mean, like... it's guesswork. This is freaking guesswork. There it is. It's on C, or... yeah, I don't know. We got it, though. I just have to make sure we get the start time and where he changes notes to be just right. Oh, well, okay. There you go. That's it right there. Great. We want to cut off the end, give it a fade to make it sound like it belongs, and we'll kind of fade it in beforehand, like that. Okay, in context. Nice. Okay, without the backing track. Ba, ba. Might want to extend this out too. Ooh, I could extend this out because it has that detail in it. Bum. 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 I could steal this again. I can take that from back there and move it here, and we should have bum. Ba-da-bum. I think it's like, yeah, it's like that. Ba-da-bum. Okay. With reference. Yeah. Okay. Have it from the beginning, maybe? Okay, with the instruments now. How about this? I'll just unsolo everything. Yeah, it's gonna sound sick. It's gonna sound awesome. Whoops. Yeah. Yeah, that brings so much life to it. Okay. 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 What else can we add? Hey, you know, honestly, I just kind of scrolled down and clicked on that. It's not too bad. Let's add it in. Of course, it's in the wrong key. It's playing ba-da, needs to play ba-da, so what is that down to? Is that playing? Ah, okay, I need to go here. E minor then. Now it's in key. Maybe before the melody. Or if I take out the reference track, it might come through a little better. I kind of add like a nice little extra detail in there. You can't really hear it that well. Actually, that's really nice. What if I had just the ending bit? What if I had just after this? So it would go ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-da-boo. Ooh, I like that. I like that. Yeah, that's starting out quite nice. Ba-da-ba, and then here again. Is there other types of organ do that... if only that were in G major. That's in G major. That is kind of fun, isn't it? But it doesn't work. Sorry. It does not work, unfortunately. What is this one doing? What is this one doing? Yeah, no. It's a cool loop, but it's not exactly going to work for this project. Sorry. I heard something really good in this first one. Yeah, that. That little. I want that. I kind of want to have that in there somewhere. So, like, I'm not looking... When I'm looking for loops here, I'm not really... Ah, no! I'm not really looking for the whole loop, per se. I'm looking for pieces within that loop that would be beneficial to have, to just kind of take out of there, to just take a slice out. And oftentimes, you can just kind of manipulate these loops to work in your favor, instead of just pasting the whole loop and pasting several loops on top of each other just to create, you know, pre-made, like, you could do that, like I could throw organ jazzy and then throw like a beat on top and it would work because they're both 8 bars and they're both kind of already timed out to work with each other, but that's in no way original. If we're just kind of copy pasting, it feels like you're just kind of copy pasting if you do it that way. What I like to do is just take bits and pieces that are interesting and put them in the places where they belong, or where they ought to belong, and create this cool little, like, kind of puzzle, and put it together. So, unfortunately, this is a G minor chord, but hey, it might still work out. What if I just take the, just the sweep up, and I could use this for, like, transitioning into a new measure or something like this. Like that. Don't need that, of course. Let's try it before this organ. So it'll go. 1, 2, 3. I want it to happen on measure 4. 1, 2, 3. With the beat now, or with the beat now. With both parts of the beat. 1, 2, 2, 3. Alright, how about in context with the voices? I'm having second thoughts. I really am. Let's try some. I just wish they weren't all minor. Ooh. Hold on. Cajun fill could work pretty nice here. Alright, got it in the right place. Nice. Ba-da-bum, bum, bum. Keep the same thing here. Ba-da-bum. I might swap out these vocal slices for something else. Just put them there for now as placeholders. Placeholders. Ba-da-da-da. I need a ba-da-da-ba-da next. Yeah, we can do that. We can do that. Ba-da-ba-da-meow. I'm gonna try to use this. Nope, this clip won't work. I was thinking I could use the 3 notes in it to encompass all of those and make it go but it's just not gonna work. I need one with a steady note that I could just make 3 versions of. How about this one with like Bobby? No, that. I'll take these syllables. Bobby. Bobby. I'll take those 2. So we'll copy that, bring it over here, and let's separate them out. I can kind of see where the 2 words are, so I'll grab just this one. Mwah, mwah. Let's reduce it in size. Bum. 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 It needs to be up literally 1 note. Oh, no. That's not. No. No. See, I don't like this transpose. I do not like it. I wish it was just semitones, not key. This isn't representative of what I'm trying to do. Ugh. Okay, drums, goodbye. Boom. I want it to be an E, but when I put it to E minor, it is totally not an E. That is, it just sped up the track. It literally just sped it up, so that's not gonna do. I think just one more. I think down here at B it'll work. A. That's actually the right note. Bum. I need it to be G. Of course, it change it to G. It goes down to a D. Why? I don't know. Ba 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 ba. Ba-da-da, ba-dum. This one needs to be a bum bum ba 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 da. Needs to be a G. Ba. How about the second bit? Ba-da-da. They're tiny, 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 but at the right pitch. Ba-da-dum. Of course, after all this, I might be like, oh, I don't like these samples anymore. Well, let's hope we do. Ba-da-dum. They just sound weird. Maybe it's because they don't have fades. Maybe this one needs to be brought down, and they need to be blended, so... See if this helps, I suppose. How about with context? That might even be better. Instead of hey, might not be too bad. What we're going to do, though, is because some of these are super quiet and some are not, I'm going to throw compressors on both of these tracks so that we can hear each of the vocal slices equally. So, we're going to just stick with we're going to do the dynamics compressor, because that way we can actually adjust the settings with it, unlike compressor 1, which is one knob, and I don't know what's going on behind there. I mean, you could always add compressor 1, turn this knob up, and it will be compressed, but that doesn't really help you. That doesn't really help you understand what you're doing with it, right? I prefer the dynamics compressor because it gives you options for your envelope, it gives you options for the ratio, and how much compression exactly you want, and it gives you the meter that tells you how much gain it's reducing. So, we're taking a look here at just the first portion of this. And you'll notice right away, it gets a little louder. Oops, I need to get rid of this. So... So I'm pulling the threshold back. You can hear it work. You can see it working. One more thing I want to do is add delay. Just a minor amount of delay. Maybe just reverb for now. So reverb, and I wish I could just take this and copy the settings. Okay, what do we got? 20 dB, 6.872. Okay, I can do that. Minus 20. What exactly were the other ones? 6.8 and 72. So 6.8. Doesn't really matter. It doesn't have to be exact. Doesn't have to be exact. Now they're a little bit better, so because they're audible. All right. How about with everything else? Unsolo and unsolo. Unmute. Yeah, I'm digging this. Oh, I forgot to put the organ in. I dig it. I hope y'all dig it too. Okay. I'm going to save this. So I guess I could probably change the YouTube title. So Logic and then a little bit of vocal chops. Because vocal chops are cool. Yeah. You hear them a lot nowadays. You'll hear them a lot in many, many, many electronic songs. Like almost so many electronic songs use the vocal chop. And yeah, here's a really quick and rudimentary way of doing it. You just pick a vocal sample. You slice it where you need to slice it. You look through it and you find, okay, where's a good steady point or a good spot where maybe they're just singing like a single note. Maybe you find this cool little spot in there that's like huh or like ba or some syllable that you like. You slice it up, put it. You make a little. You make like a guide track for yourself. You play out a melody. Then you just line up all these samples with it, and there you go. I mean, of course, there's still a lot of tweaking to do and a lot of getting it in just the right place and maybe putting on some effects. Like I just put on a little bit of reverb, and that kind of made everything gel a little bit better because things kind of echoed over each other and didn't sound like it was just straight sliced up. It kind of sounded like it was sliced up and then it was placed where it needed to be, right? Where it was given the reverb, so it was placed in the room. I tried doing delay, but I'm not going to mess with that quite yet. I want to get the rest of the melody in and get more of the elements in before I decide on too many effects. Because even though like my production process is like I jump around a lot, so I might go from effects and then mixing and then back to more generation of like ideas and content. But you know, like I stopped here to add 2 compressors to our voice track so that especially here at the end, you could hear these last really quiet notes. And it's things like that. So now that this is in place with the correct dynamics, I can move on, use this as a melody, and then build stuff on top of it. Like this organ. And then the other samples that I might find. Okay, so I did say at the end I was going to export both the Logic track and the soundtrack track of the previous project. But instead what we're going to do is do that next stream, and at the very beginning we will play them side by side. So we'll say final results. It'll say final results of Logic project or whatever for tomorrow's stream, and then yeah, we'll play them next to each other and we'll talk about it. Cool. Hope you learned something today. At the very least, I mean, the practical vocal chop demonstration might be the most useful thing. I hope. It's just the same way you would. I did guitar chops before. Like I took a guitar clip or guitar loop, made a cool rhythm out of it, and that was the basis for that entire track. I mean, minus all the bass sound design and all the stuff in Serum and all of that, but you know that just comes. It comes forth because I was trying to get something to work with that guitar, right? It's like, right, we had our foundation of the track there. And now, with this track, we have our melody, and we have our mood with our vocal chops, so now we should make things to work with the vocal chops and accent its melody, and it's going to be cool, because it's going to be a completely different style for me, and I don't usually do stuff with vocal chops. It's like not in my... I wouldn't say not in my expertise, but like, it's just new for me. It's just new for me that I'm making a vocal chop based track. Usually it's just all synths or nothing. and God forbid if I sing on my own tracks. Well, yeah. Not too confident in that part, like singing on my own tracks. I'll get someone else to do it for me. I'll get a sample to do it for me. Anyways, this is going to say the wrong date, of course it is, but yes, we are going to come back today at 11:30. No, we're going to come back tomorrow at 11:30, and we're going to continue this. Whoops, I chose the wrong thing. I need to set this, just so that it's completely certain. Friday, 11:30 a.m. That's when we'll be back. Be there or be square. We're going to get a full-on preview, a full-on version of our first track. Still doesn't have a name. I would like name suggestions, please. I'm terrible at naming my own tracks. Yeah. First name someone says in chat, I'll give it to it. I'll name it that. All right. Until next time. See.